Greetings, my friends. This is Maerlande. I joined a clan in Elder Scrolls Online, and we had a fun little game night about a month and a half ago where we did a collaborative story. So I'm going to read to you this collaborative story, and hopefully it's self-explanatory. Once upon a time, Perseus awoke and found herself laying on the beach in Canarthy's Roost, amidst the wreckage of a small boat. Her last memory was of fleeing in that boat from Bleak Rock Isle, and as her vision clears, she sees someone standing over her, watching her intently. Raz was standing on a rock and says, "Do you have any catnip?" But he wasn't the one looking at her. It was that stern but kind warrior Zarethvar. "This one requires a larger nip to go with my razzmatazz," cleaning his whiskers after a mug of meat. He had just finished killing the mud crab that was about to pinch her toe. Zareth says, "I thought it was a rock." "Ah," said Raz, "we shall eat well tonight." But it was a rock lobster. Raz helps pull the boat to shore. "Dar she blows, dear Raz. Row, row, row that boat." "But Raz," she asked, "why are we going to eat a well?" The mysterious Maik the liar says, "Best not let boat go to shore than to pull it. Less strain on the muscles, yes?" "This one does not feel well." "Well," Raz said, "you have been adrift for so long." "No, Maik, you are the illy lad." Raz extends his hand and pulls Perseus up to her feet. Maik says, "Adrift in thoughts, yes, Raz, always. Thoughts have many currents." As Perseus stands, a strange object falls out of her pocket. Raz and Zareth both grab for it, knocking heads. "Look, it's Raz's nips of snipping," as the object glows dimly in the puddle. Perseus grabs the object and shoves it back into her pocket. "There's a reward for that." Raz sneaks up and stealthily pickpockets. "My precious," she mutters. Raz says, "This one was drawn to that object. What is it?" "Filthy catses." Maik wonders, where did my wood sugar chaw box go to? "I don't know. I found it on Bleak Rock Isle and saw a wanted poster for it," Perseus says. "I'm cold and wet and weary. Can you help me get to an inn? I did just shipwreck after all. Yeesh. Meow." Perseus wonders how much the object is worth. "Was it the one that Sylvester posted?" "No, dear, but I walked into that bar." Zareth wonders why there is a reward. A passing guar herder scratches his head in confusion at the conversation. Out of nowhere, a bulbous-headed canary flies down and says, I taw a glowing scarab. I taw it." Perseus' stomach growls at the sight of fresh meat and lunges at the canary. Raz catches the herder's eye and shrugs sheepishly in commiseration. "Give that eye back." The canary instantly rues the day it decided to approach 3 large cats. Perseus shakes her head in disgust. "Men." From behind a boulder, a grandmotherly woman smacks Perseus with a broom. Perseus hisses and swipes at the broom. Pride comes before the fall. "Did the main say that?" Raz winks at Granny. Granny blushes and then smacks Raz with the broom. "Scat, cats," she says. "I think it's time to move somewhere less Granny infested," says Raz. "It's a magic broom. It sweeps away all litter, and cats go flying off." Perseus trudges up the hill, grumbling at losing her dinner. "I need that broom." Amidst a large explosion, a golden-eyed Khajiit appears, coughing and sputtering. Ember should have learned not to do that spell. It was a catastrophe, as flying felines flew famously. But Raz landed on his feet, as famous felines are found to do. Raz says, "There was a place on that broom handle that the scarab would fit. The beetle of beast battle." Zareth starts to plod away to get the broom from Granny. The 3 Khajiit do an about face and head back to Granny's hut. This one would like tea with cream, please, says Raz. Ember begins counting. Weren't there 4, Khajiit, instead of 3? The canary lands on the door at Granny's hut and sings sweetly. Zaji peeks out from behind the curtain, licking Sujana from his whiskers. Perses promenades prominently on the porch. The felines find Granny rocking in front of her fire. She is stirring a large cauldron of tea with cream and stirring with the broom handle. Zara sneaks in quietly and snatches the broom. Raz takes the stolen item and places it on the broom handle. Unbeknownst to all the gathered Khajiit, Granny is a skooma peddler. Granny, who uses her product, thinks it's all one big hallucination and starts some water for tea. Suddenly, Perses disappears into thin air with the broom, leaving mudcrab shells behind, and then finds herself in the dungeon of the local fort. "What is this place?" says Perses. "How can air be thin?" muses Raz. "This one feels it the same thickness all the time." "It is questions like these that plague my dreams," murmurs Seraphar. In the last minutes, Granny pulls a lockpick out of her skirt pocket. Ember giggles and palms Granny's lockpick. To tea or not to tea? That is the question. Ember throws herself at Razadar, hollering, "Daddy, where have you been?" Maik suddenly awakes. "Tea? What tea?" Raz helps Maik serve tea with cream. And Chimera wakes up at the palace thinking, that was the oddest dream this one has ever had. Perses looks around the dungeon cell. Sitting in the corner, she sees in the dimness a large, silent Nord woman. "You can check out any time, but you can never leave," intones the Nord. Purcell checks the cell door and it has a large padlock on it. She finds the lockpick Ember slipped to her. As Purcell attempts to pick the lock, Raz approaches from outside the hell. "Come with me, kitten," Raz says. Perses motions to the Nord woman to come with them. To be continued.